What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we're going to take a look at Nightcrawler and see if he's going to be part of the arena meta or not. I think there are a few elements on his kit that makes it seem like it is going to be the case, and we're also going to take a look at the best efforts and ISO weight for him so you can use him to the maximum potential, not only in arena but also in other game modes as well. Nightcrawler is a big fan favorite, and of course the more opportunities you have to use him, the better, because it's going to be more worth it. So we're going to break down all this information, and as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so Nightcrawler, first member of the Extreme X-Men, at least from the original characters, and like I said, he's going to bring some new blood into the arena meta, and he's going to be very powerful in other game modes as well, whether it is in raids where the team is made for, or whether it is in Cosmic Crucible, Alliance Wars, even Dark Dimension. I think Nightcrawler is going to provide a lot of value, so this is definitely a character that you want to invest in. Now, in terms of his T-Force, he uses pretty much all the T-Force except the basic. So on his passive, he's going to get speed up and charges, and on top of that, the enemies cannot use characters like Emma Frost, which reduce the speed of your team. Then we have his ultimate, which prolongs the positive effects on him and also on the team. On top of that, he also does additional piercing damage to all enemies on the field. And then we have the special, which is going to apply evades to allies. So this is going to be also a nice T4 that you can use on him. Most of these T4s are more useful when you use a full team, so keep that in mind. And then the basic, it's okay, there's more single target damage, but it's not a big deal for arena or even the other game modes. Even in raids, it's not something that you use often, it's basic. Okay, so in terms of the ISO weight for Nightcrawler, is going to be a raider, and this is because on his kit, on his passive, is going to get more speed bar if you do crits, and whenever he has a turn, is going to flip negative effects into positive effects. And this is important because right now we have a lot of characters in arena which apply negative effects to your team, and that means that you can flip those negative effects into positive effects, and that means that Nightcrawler is going to have increased survivability. On top of that, he also has massive stats, so you can see my character is 3 yellow stars, 3 red stars, and he already has 1.4 million health, which is going to be even increased even more together with Apocalypse and together with Super Scroll. So this is going to be a character that whether you use him on defense or on offense is going to provide a lot of value. So one of the reasons why is because his ultimate applies vulnerabilities to all characters and slow, and that means that whenever you're using your Apocalypse or your other characters with Striker ISO weight, the Striker ISO weight will always land because all characters have vulnerability. Then we have his special that applies stun and expose to your enemies. Your Super Scroll can also benefit out of the expose, and on top of that, this stun that you have turn 1 is going to be very impactful because the enemy Super Scroll is going to be in stealth, and that means that you have a 50% chance of applying a stun to other character that could be dangerous for you, so that's going to be great. Then on top of that, he also gets evades on spawn. He also has speed up on spawn, so he's also going to be one of the first characters to take a turn. So there are multiple reasons why he's going to be good on defense when the AI is controlling him, and also on offense. Okay, so with this said, let's take a look at a few matches of him in arena and the usefulness that he can provide to your arena setup. Okay, so here we have the first arena match that I did with the Nightcrawler. This is against Major D. Major D has 2 diamonds on Apocalypse and also 2 diamonds on Robbie Reyes, I think. I'm not sure, but definitely 2 diamonds on Apocalypse. So this is definitely a big boy. Okay, so we are going to use Apocalypse, we are going to use Super Scroll, we're going to use Black Cat, Hard Light, and we are going to replace the Spider-Man Big Time with Nightcrawler. Now, the position I'm using probably is not the best position for this character, because he's only 3 yellow stars and 3 red stars. He has some survivability with his passive, which if he drops below 30% health, is going to get 30% healing and 30% barrier, which is quite remarkable. So once again, he has a lot of value on defense because he has all these additional bonus that you can do with him. And now we're going to take a look at him in action. So the survivability is good, the abilities are good, when he's controlled by the AI is good as well. So you can see right here that unfortunately we got that early ability block, but because he was pushed below 30% health, he can clear those negative effects away, and he's going to heal himself up and get all that barrier. So that's additional 30% health and 30% barrier, so 60% in total of additional survivability. Okay, so now we have a situation where we have to decide if we are going to stun the Robbie Rays or if you're going to stun the Quicksilver. I'm not exactly sure. I think if you stun the Robbie Rays, it's safer, I guess, because you have the Hard Light to taunt, right? So Hard Light is going to taunt everything from Quicksilver, and if you stun Robbie Reyes, he's not going to apply slow and defense down to your team, so it should be better. Now, I didn't do that first match, like I said, and I went after the Quicksilver. I apply stun to him, and stunning Quicksilver is also good because that means that he's not going to have 2 turns back to back. He only has 1 turn where he loses stun, and that's it. So Apocalypse also goes early, and because Apocalypse goes early, we're going to smash everyone. And I try here to delete the enemy Black Cat. So we have 2 characters with stun, 2 characters with slow and trauma, so we are pretty much safe from the enemy's attack, and all we have to do now is just finish off the Robbie Rays and also finish off the Super Scroll. So we apply 1 more exposed. Now you have 2 targets with exposed. Unfortunately, both Nightcrawler and Super Scroll do not benefit as much from exposed as Val, which is fine. And but it's just the way it is right now. Unfortunately, Val is not good for arena. Here we have the enemy Super Scroll, does a ton of damage to us, which once again is fine. Our team is strong enough. The Nightcrawler unfortunately died, but he did his work, right? He applied that early stun, he applied a bunch of vulnerabilities to the enemies, and now our strikers are going to destroy the last scroll standing. Now we're going to take a look at another match, and this time we are facing Big Sparta. You can see that Big Sparta does not have like diamonds on Apocalypse, but he has 1 diamond on Robbie Race, and all these other characters have a nice amount of red stars. So here we go, let's take a look at this one and see if Nightcrawler is going to provide some value or not. Maybe Nightcrawler is just a nothing burger. Maybe we can put him on defense, and that's pretty much it. So this time I'm going to use Nightcrawler far away from Hard Light, and this is because Hard Light taunts, right? And if you keep Nightcrawler there, he might die way too fast. Okay, so here we go, let's see. This time the enemy Super Scroll attacked my Super Scroll and also Nightcrawler, so that might cause some problems. Once again, we always have some level of RNG, and if you are not using Hard Light, the Nightcrawler will always try to stun Hard Light, but if it's not the case, then you have to be careful, because if you get that stun in one of your good characters, it's game over. Okay, so here we have Robbie Rays applying tons of negative effects to the team. So once again, maybe stunning the Robbie Rays is the way to go. And now we have the special of Black Cat, so I'm gonna stun the enemy Robbie Rays. And now the Super Scroll is stuck behind the taunt. We're gonna try to attack him a little bit. Now we have no vulnerabilities, So this is where the Nightcrawler should come into play, making sure that he's applying the vulnerabilities to the enemies. And now I'm going to try to one-shot the enemy Super Scroll. There we go. Nightcrawler finally has his first turn, and this was because of the turning wind from the enemy Super Scroll. Unfortunately, our light didn't went fast enough, and now Nightcrawler goes, applies stun, applies the vulnerabilities we're looking for. And now finally we can use our strikers in order to destroy them. So Nightcrawler has a turn back to back, and this makes me wonder if you should really use Nightcrawler next to the tank or not, because as you guys can see, he gets more speed bar and he also clears those negative effects away. So maybe that's the play, is just to make sure that he is next to the tank in order for him to go faster. And now we're gonna finish off that Apocalypse. Now we're gonna finish off the team on the left with a special of a Scroll. And there you go, guys. So what do you guys think about a Nightcrawler in Arena? Is it looking good? Is it not looking good? Do you still have to do more testing in order to see if it's going to be useful or not? All these attacks that he does, they're also quite useful against the Black Cat, because it helps to clear those death proofs away, right? As soon as she gets to 1 health, we can spam that basic and clear all those death proofs away, which is definitely something very interesting and allows you to have a higher precision when you're trying to get your win on the last few seconds. So there you go, another match with Nightcrawler in action in Arena. Okay guys, so as you guys can see, Nightcrawler, he has a lot of tools that you can use in Arena. I think if you have him like big enough, he's definitely gonna shake up the Arena meta. And like I said, all the things that he has on his kit work not only on offense but also on defense, and even defense might be the best place where you can see him. Now we have to be honest, Robbie Reyes just became farmable, and if you have diamonds on Robbie Reyes, maybe you're gonna have a higher advantage, because I mean he already has all yellow stars and red stars and so on. But don't sleep on Nightcrawler. If you're a whale, if you're gonna get those characters big early on, Nightcrawler might be the best option between Robbie Reyes and himself. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think and feel about this Nightcrawler. You think it's going to be a solid option or not? Is it just a niche to use on offense? Do you think what he has on his kit is solid for defense as well? And as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Mouse Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.